Thank you so much, President Richardson, Jim Daphne. Thank you, the entire committee, all the Hall of Famers that are here tonight, and friends and family. 1967, 1970, the Titans, led by Dr. Harold Burry. He loved golf. Someone asked me earlier today, well, how did he coach you? Sure didn't coach the swing, did he? Of course he didn't. But he loved golf. He loved watching golf. And he knew how to pair us up. He knew how to make us compete. Well, that was an important thing. He figured out what were the best people to put together, even though we were all playing individual. But it was chemistry. It's one of the things he gave us. But he gave us every opportunity for a small school where golf wasn't major at really any school other than, your large universities at the time. So our spring breaks, we went down to Virginia, North Carolina, played schools like Washington and Lee, VMI, had a great time down there. And we were ready when we came back. In fact, we were the envy of the Western Pennsylvania Intercollegiate Athletic Club at the time. At the conference at the time, excuse me. It's like you could see the look on their face when we had been down there that they were half beat before we teed off that day. But then life even got better than that. We went on down to, Dr. Burry comes in and says, we're going to Miami. I'm playing the Miami Invitational next spring. He says, there's only one hitch. You guys are going to have to pay for about half of it. But he says, I've got an idea. So we set up the first concession stand in the field house, some 8-foot tables. We sold hot dogs and Coca-Colas and basketball games. Raised plenty of money to go on down. We got an airport limousine, Lyman Ringbloom. Many of you know that name. He was the field house administrator at the time. He was our driver from Westminster all the way to Miami and back. You didn't want to hear that, did you, President? I think the lights went out once coming back, too. But we got to play with, big, that was really big. There were 40 schools in that. We got to play with, big stars like Andy North and Hubert Green. And again, that sort of demoralized the other teams in the Western Penn when we got that. But we were ready competition-wise. There's thousands of Dr. Burry stories. We got to tell you one quick, small one here. It's called the famous Burry grab. And our number one guy, Skip Watt, you got it for a great shot, or you sank a birdie putt or something. He hits a great shot or something going into 16. And he circles the green on the opposite side to stay away from Dr. Burry. He drops his bag over there, and he comes back onto the green, putts out, takes off his bag and heads up over the hill, and he tells us later, he said, if he'd have given me one more of those famous neck grabs, I wouldn't have been able to finish the match. We all had a couple of neck grabs here and there. But the team meant so much to me. The men, I think of those men that I played with for those 4 years. And our number one man as a freshman was Skip Watt. Made massive numbers of birdies. Our number 2 man, Charles Chuck Cullison, Hall of Fame. He had a swing like Ricky Fowler. I don't think he ever missed a fairway. That's why he was in the Hall of Fame here. He was the accountant too. He made sure everything was kept to Hoyle with all of us. Make sure you guys are keeping your scores right. Because that's how we kept the pecking order on the team. We played individual matches, which is different than the tournaments that they play in this day and age, but there was always 1 point open on both teams, so you had to keep your score just like you were playing in a regular stroke play tournament. And I would say, maybe moving ahead a little bit, I think everyone had that medalist honor a couple of times throughout the years. It just wasn't the guys at the top. So I was the man at number 3. And he had me paired with the great guy, John Rischel. He was our number 4 man, John. And these guys, here's the team. Skip was a freshman. Charlie Cullison was a sophomore. I was a freshman. John Rischel, I think, was a junior, so he was one of the oldsters on there. But John could really hit the ball hard, but he had this nickname. He got this nickname for me. His name was Boots. It was so rainy one spring that he says, I'm not going to wear my brand new FootJoy golf shoes that I got for Christmas. I'm not going to ruin these things. So he finds a pair of hunting boots, the old rubberized ones, puts them on, played every single match with those on, hit the ball beautifully. Dr. Burry just looked at him, here and there. But we played St. Vincent for a second time that year. He wasn't 6, and he'd thrashed the guy from St. Vincent up at Newcastle Country Club. He wasn't 6 steps out of the car, and the coach from St. Vincent says, you're not going to wear those boots. Then we had at number 5, we had Bob McAllister. Bob was only a sophomore at the time, but he looked out for everybody. He was kind of the big brother to everyone, and we sure appreciated that. Going on to number 6, we had Terry Bilkey. Terry was in student teaching at the time, so he only played about half the matches, but he won every match he played. So filling in for Terry at 6 was Wes Freeberg, and he got the nickname the Raccoon. When we went down to Miami and played in the tournament, the people from probably sunblock wasn't even invented back then, but the guys from Pennsylvania sure didn't even know about sunblock, so he had these nice aviator glasses, and he's out there on the course, and he just gets scorched, burned, takes the glasses off, so he looked like the Raccoon. But he was also our hot dog cooker for the concession, so he gets a little extra accolade there also. And then moving on to, okay, so now we have the subs, the people when we came up the line. So when John Rischel leads, we have Carl Bell from Sharon. Carl could hit it farther than anybody on any team that I ever played on, but his best suit was putting. And then we had at number 5, the affable John Eversberger, Hall of Famer in 2 sports here, football and golf. And I saw John today at the game. That was fantastic. He flew in just to be around here for the weekend. But that was quite a team. I think so. It was 6. If I count correctly, there are 6 golfers now in the Hall of Fame, but 3 of those were on that team. And I think often of all of them, whether it was 5 years ago or 20 years ago or today. It was so much, just a great feeling, great men. Each one of those men, besides Dr. Burry, that had an influence on my life. I hope I had a little bit of influence on their life. Eversberger and I wound up in the golf business for our careers. I want to thank you all so much for this evening, for this get-together. It's just been a wonderful weekend and a homecoming for me to come back. And I just make sure I haven't left anybody out. I can't thank you enough for this time and for this honor. Thank you very much.